Three Grots in a Vox is intended for a mature audience. This means there will be crude language and discussions of adult themes, especially if we're talking about Tactical Marines or Gabriel's Seth. Viewer discretion is not only advised but encouraged. All opinions are our own and often given for humorous purposes. Any advice is given largely for entertainment purposes and would probably be ignored. But if you do learn something useful, count it as a win.
Hello and welcome to Three Grots in a Vox. I have a big error on my screen that says something went wrong. I could show you. Look, YouTube. Something went wrong. But I think that means we are live.
We are live.
Yeah,
we do appear to be. It's possible we can even be heard. That would be nice and helpful.
Yeah. But I can't see chat because something went wrong. I tried to refresh the page, so you guys will have to...
I can see chat on my phone, and it tells me there are two people in chat, including Mike Paints Red.
Oh, good evening.
It says that we are indeed all live and heard, so that is helpful. Hey, Mike.
Cool.
Always good to have you with us, dude.
Tony, Mark, it's been a while.
Yeah, since we got smashed on New Year's Eve. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Is it that long, is it?
It really is, yeah. It's unbelievable that it doesn't feel like 5 minutes ago, but
now it's, thank God, it's the arse end of January and payday's just around the corner, which is very helpful.
Yeah, I think we're all desperate for that.
Ooh,
yeah,
you're not wrong. Good evening, A. McCarthy. Thanks to you for joining us.
Cool.
The agenda for this evening's witterings and ramblings is all the recent news that we haven't really talked about since then. So we're planning on discussing the Space Marine rules out of 500 worlds, particularly the stuff the Blood Angels can use, probably the Ultramarine stuff because it's there and it's interesting to talk about, all the Necron stuff because there's a big-ass new Catan which looks scary as hell. And there's been a reveal stream last week as well, which I actually stayed up and watched because it wasn't quite late this time. It started at 7 p.m. UK time, and I thought let's take the advantage and watch it because why not? It's been a while. Did either of you guys watch it or seen much?
No,
I've looked at stuff after. I didn't bother watching the stream, if I'm honest. But I did. You know, they do the Warhammer community page where it's all the different bits. So I went through that afterwards because there was some really cool stuff on there.
It was a good stream. They've done some utter dogs over the years, but this was actually a good stream. They didn't add it with a load of crap.
I'm actually feeling relatively positive about Games Workshop at the moment, which is slightly disturbing.
I was considering buying my first workshop models in a very long time earlier today, so I guess I'm in the same sort as you. No, it was a box of 10 jump pack assault intercessors from Heresy because it's still cheaper to do that than buy the 40k.
Oh yeah, I'd always do that. I think the models are better looking as well, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Cool. I was building my first ones in ages last night. Must admit. Yeah, I was building some of the Death Company box set that came out probably like 12, 14 months ago. More than
was it that last year? Oh god.
Apart from the Codex, that's the only thing I've actually taken out of that box.
Oh wow!
Because I've already got a Lamartis, I've already got an Astrad. I need to.
Oh god, was that the box of the Codex in it? Oh wow, jeez, that was ages ago.
Well, everything else in the box I've got.
Yeah, I mean, I had as well. But
there's newer, fancier versions in that box. I need to get around to painting, but I don't need any of them. So I just haven't done it. But I built something as well. Look, and I was pleased with myself. Look, I finally built another Dreadnought.
Oh, very nice.
After the new ones released, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
I better build one of those resin ones I've got kicking around in boxes.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Sure.
It's funny how the new models motivate you to get the old ones, huh?
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, we'll talk about those later.
Yeah. And the reason why I was looking at potentially buying some new, what is going to wind up being 2 squads of 5 assault intercessors, is because, Tony, I've got a bit of news. The guy who's running this doubles tournament says he's going to try and actually finally post the rules pack this weekend.
Oh, bloody hell.
So we might finally find out what the crack is and what's going on. It has sold out, though. So
cool.
It's going to be a big charity event at Element Games in Stockport with their massive store, massive range of hobby stuff, and it'll be good fun. It was good crack last time I went.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go for that. I still have no idea what I'm gonna take. The
We'll find out when the rules pack's out, and
No, we've got a
we
rules
can
pack,
figure out what the guidelines are.
If as long as there's nothing weird on it, this little fella here.
Yeah.
Because I'm lending my custos to Kata, who's one of our subscribers and one of our Patreons as well.
Hello, Oninada. Thank you very much for joining Grots latest stuff. Awesome.
We got a new Grot. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Yep. I forgot what it was.
So I'm lending a subscriber an army to bring. It consists of 2 Telemon dreadnoughts,
right?
Okay,
and a Killus dreadnought, which I've got to paint.
Oh, are they coming to the doubles as well, or is this
They are.
Thing? Oh, cool.
A Killus dreadnought, a Galatas dreadnought, which is the one with the sword.
Yep.
And a Contemptor dreadnought.
That is a
with a couple of enhancements. That's exactly 1,000 points.
I was going to say that's a very skew list, isn't it?
5 dreadnoughts.
Custodes dreadnought spam.
Oh, we could just do a whole load of tanks and dreadnoughts. That could be fun.
So I promised.
Probably won't win, but it could be fun.
Together that was a bit exciting, a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
We wanted it a bit different, so that's the list I put together for him.
Is that Carter?
The rules pack lets it go.
Is it Carter? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, here is the thing. We're going to talk about Orbital Strike Force in a moment.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool to combo with Blood Angels, you know that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why we're looking at this one first. So in 500 Worlds, they released 3 new Space Marine detachments, one of which is basically Ultramarines only, because it's all like you must have Titus and all this kind of jazz. But 2 of them aren't, and one of them is this Orbital Assault Force. So Tony's not really looked at this yet.
No.
So, yeah, John, do you want to take us through it, mate?
Yeah, sure. So Orbital Assault Force, in a weird way, might actually be really good as Ultramarines as well, because Ultramarines still get that +1 to wound and oath at the moment. You could also argue that you could just take any generic Space Marine, any chapter that's going to get +1 to wound. And the reason I think it could be pretty cool is because in Incursion, it's 2 units, that's 1,000 points. In Strike Force, it's 3 units. And it's any 3 units, you can just give those units the Deep Strike ability.
Any 3 units?
Any 3 units.
Even, you're like a Land Raider Redeemer or something stupid.
Even 3 Land Raider Redeemers if you wanted to, yes. But I was thinking 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts might be an interesting pick, because you could just go complete, like, turn 2, you just instantly drop 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts 9 inches away from them. That's 3 9-inch charges. I mean, you're going to pass one of them, right? You could re-roll one of the ones you fail, so you just suddenly have 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts appear 9 inches away from their deployment zone or their front line.
If you're going to do that, you'd drop 3 Brutalis or Death Company ones. I know Death Company's still a bit overpriced.
Well, yeah, you could argue that. Yeah, I mean, why not? It gives you options.
Just
right?
not the shooty one. You want something with a bit of melee to it if you're going to be doing that. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So you put
and Redemptors are still pretty hard to kill. They're not like trivial.
Yeah,
no, they're good.
Have -1 to wound, right? So you put 3 units in Deep Strike, any 3 units, except of course if they're Titanic. So it rules out your Thunderhawk gunship, I assume. Is that?
It would rule out my Thunderhawk gunship. I also can't bring my Astraeus.
You can't put your Astraeus
you got one in the end,
reserve.
did you?
I've got an Astraeus, yeah.
Awesome.
And then each time an Adeptus Astartes model from your army makes an attack, if it was set up in the battlefield this turn, reroll wounds of 1. But if you disembark from a drop pod this turn, you can reroll hits of 1 as well. So on your go turn, when you deep strike these 3 units, they're going to be rerolling all wounds of 1.
Okay. Which is nice. That's abilities we can get from other sources in other detachments. So really the exclusive benefit is the putting whatever you want in Deep Strike.
Unless the enhancements are something really special, I'm not sure that this is a good one for Blood Angels.
No, but it would be good for 3 Vindicator tanks when you're Strength 14 rerolling wounds of 1.
It would be good to have reroll 1s on 3 Vindicator tanks. But this to me feels a much better kind of Sally's or someone with a bit of shooting.
Yeah,
maybe. We run a lot of jump packs, or we can run a lot of jump packs, and I imagine, I know, that there's some kind of drop-down pickup strat involved there, so you can just like keep dropping down over the course of the battle.
Yeah, your enhancements are pretty simple, right? You've got one that's going to let you reroll charges on the bearer's unit, You've got one that gives you a 6-inch scout. I thought this was a weird one to have because it's like you're going to have everything in deep strike, but sure, you've got a 6-inch scout. You've got an orbital uplink reliquary, which is the ultimate fuck with your opponent, because after you're both deployed, you can pick up 3 units and put them into reserve if you wish. So your 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts can start on the board with the intention of then dropping them down and or land
I do
raiders.
love having that in Eldar armies and Raven Guard armies and so forth. It's fun.
Could be pretty horrendous. Mark, you're actually frozen at the moment, mate.
Oh, yeah, your camera's wigging out. And then the last one is a dedicated gunship. So you give it to your Terminator units, and once per battle, at the end of your opponent's fight phase, the bearer is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. That bearer's unit can be placed back into strategic reserve. So Terminators can come up and down on the battlefield.
And they call it dedicated gunship. Awesome. Oh, the gunship drops down, picks them up, and drops them back down again later. They're not teleporting in and out or anything. Okay.
Yeah. I quite like it. I just feel that this is like we've got loads of ways of dropping down doing. If we go with a proper Blood Angels E list, I never do, but if you did go with the proper Blood Angels E list, everybody can deep strike anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Because things like Land Raiders and that, yes, the imagery is cool, and it was fun doing that back in 7th edition or 6th edition, whenever it was.
Fifth, I think, but yeah,
they're not quite as exciting as they used to be, and they're quite tough anyway. So I could just drive it forward a bit.
No, so I think
open
it's quirky stuff that this is going to.
Yeah. I mean, you could do something cool, but I reckon this is more for like Ultramarines or.
Yeah, I was actually thinking like in Ultramarines, imagine if you had like those Infernus Marines with the Strength 5 flamers. So you shoot them at the oath target, so they get +1 to wound, and then they reroll 1s to wound. So you could get like 10d6 flamer, 10d6 auto hits. And then your opponent's going to struggle to move, right? Because if they move, then you're going to overwatch them with 10d6 auto hits. So I think there is definitely play in this detachment. I think you're probably right. It isn't necessarily going to be a Blood Angels detachment, but here's the thing: you don't have to. You can play with all your red painted models, just not as Blood Angels, right?
Well, let's have a look at the strats before we make a mind up on everything, because that'll have a lot of effect as well.
Okay. So in the command,
what's this? No armor of contempt.
Yeah, I noticed that.
One.
That's thank goodness. It's not Armor of Contempt's kind of fallen off, honestly.
Yeah.
Ever since they nerfed it.
I rarely use it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair. Since they nerfed it from the entire phase, you're absolutely right. It dropped off, as it should do. It was disgusting.
Well, it was an auto use, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You always used 1 CP a turn for Armor of Contempt, more or less. And now it's very situational because I generally find that the only time I find it really useful is if they're really counting on killing that unit with this last gun, and then you smack it on there just to make sure that they can't quite finish it off, and it's going to be a real pain in the arse for them later. So I find that I use it at the end of the shooting phase rather than at the beginning of the shooting phase.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I usually use it when I feel my unit's going to die, but yeah, it's much less impactful now, I feel like.
I think it can be if you've got a unit on an objective or screening unit or something like that, and they're banking on clearing it with that screen clearing firepower, and then it just buggers them up if they can't quite get through that unit. Then it can become really quite powerful, but that doesn't happen that often. That we're on the receiving end rather than on the.
Andrew McCarthy in chat says go to ground is kind of slept on now off the back of this. Well, I can see that.
Yeah, go to ground is. It's the better choice, I guess, for infantry over Armor of Contempt. So it's probably good they got rid of Armor of Contempt. Anyway, the first
they've reduced the amount of strats that you have access to in the army in general, but there's still not a few to remember. So it's easy to overlook of the ones that you don't use every game, which I get.
Yeah, this first one, strafing suppression or suppression strafing, is pretty interesting, right? So any unit you can see with any unit from your army. You force them to take a battle shot test at -1 in the command phase, right? So, like, this could be your opponent's command phase. So they think that they're going to hold the objective. They've got a squad on
it doesn't battle shock them, or does it?
It does battle shock them because it would be a failed battle shock test, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. So they're battle shocked and suppressed, not just suppressed.
Correct, yeah. So you could basically, if you see the home field objective and they're going to, in their turn, they're thinking they're going to score 15 points, you just go, no, well, I'll take a battle shock at -1. So it could fuck with people scoring more than you would give this one credit for.
It's a close game. This could win it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the suppression -1 to hit is something, but I think the more important thing is the fact it can flip 5 points on primary.
Being able to do a battle shock test.
Yeah, Mike's right. They would call it a leadership test if it was only a suppression thing and not a battle shock test. They've called it battle. Yeah. That makes sense. I get that. Cool. Okay.
It depends on when the points are scored or whatever. But
you score points at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
Or at the start of the command phase. So right at the start of the command phase, you could just interrupt them straight away and be like, take a battle shock at -1.
Although maybe it wouldn't, if they've gone second.
It wouldn't matter because you would just interrupt them at the start of their command phase, I'm sure.
They just have a turn of... Because, you score the points at the end of the turn.
Oh, right, yeah. On turn 5, I guess it could be less impactful, but the rest of the game, it should be okay.
Maybe actually it will make a difference, because it just means that not only can they not score points with that unit, they've got to bring a different unit round if they can. They also can't do shit with it either. The shooting's a bit naff. So, it's
not just shooting.
Yeah.
It's any hit roll. They take a hit on their offensive capability. Okay,
if you've got a unit on the central objective going into turn 5 and they're expecting to wipe out whatever's on it with their Khorne Berserker squad and Khan and whatever, take that objective and swing the game at the end of the turn, you fire that on them. Even if they do manage to kill your unit, they still don't get the points.
Plus, I like the idea, given how nerfed flying units are these days, or aircraft are, of calling in air support, and this is literally that. So, yeah, I like that.
Cool. Next up, tactical decapitation. Select an army, select a starter's unit that hasn't been selected to shoot or fight, and we give them precision. And each time a model in this unit attacks targets a character unit, you add 1 to the hit rolls.
And that's only 1 CP as well. Okay.
That's quite powerful. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's powerful because it's either shooting or the fight phase.
Yeah. And a lot of characters aren't super tough and are also critical in the buffs that they offer the unit that they've joined to, and just a ton of bolter fire can potentially get rid of them.
Yeah, or you go the other way and they're thinking that, what's that unit of 3 Eradicators going to do to this squad of 5 guys? And actually, this squad of 3 Eradicators is going to nuke your leader.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, combined with the fact that we can have any unit we want in reserve, it really is tactical decapitation because we can just drop in any unit anywhere.
You can drop a Vindicator down.
Yeah.
And precision out whatever's in the middle there. So you see that leader? It's safe there, isn't it? Yeah, this is a Vindicator tank. Oh, sorry. No.
Okay.
Precision Vindicator strike.
With +1 to hit. And re-rolling ones to wound because you came out of reserve. Yeah, I mean it seems a bit stupid, but okay.
You need to model a little laser targeter on the top of the barrel of your Vindicator Devastator cannon or whatever the hell it's called.
Isn't it? But it'd be hilarious if you got it to go off.
We have Shock Assault, so that's in the fight phase. 1 unit from your army until the end of the phase. Each time this model makes a pile-in or consolidation, it can move up to 6 instead of 3.
That's extremely powerful.
It's always useful. It's not new. It's always useful.
I've got some World Eaters now as well. It's kind of it's a core strat for them because being able to move 6 inches doesn't sound like a big deal from up from, but it's huge.
Yeah, I really miss not having that.
You can be using that for. You can do some very clever repositioning with that.
Yeah, we used to have that for Blood Angels. It was really good.
Yeah.
Auto sense coordination, again, shooting phase or the fight phase. So you select lethal hits or sustained 1, and until end of the phase, weapons equipped with models this units have this ability in a turn which they disembark from a drop pod or while targeting an enemy within 12. So basically, it's like use it and combined with the turn you come out of the drop pod, or if you're up close. So this is what I was saying. Like, imagine if you, you drop a unit 9 inches away from a deep strike, you can then just be like, and that unit's got. So you could drop a unit of Stern Guard 9 inches away and then just give them 1 CP sustained hits. I mean, Stern Guard are ridiculous anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything with a lot of DACA could be horrendous like that, couldn't it?
I mean, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, even like aggressors, probably Bolt Storm aggressors.
Bolters.
Yeah. Anything
Lethal
with lots
hit.
of shots. Yeah.
If you really wanted to, could you use both auto-sense coordination and tactical decapitation on the same unit?
I mean,
Yeah,
you could, yeah, why not?
No reason why not.
Michael's coming in and joined as a Grot member as well. Michael,
Hey,
thank
Michael.
you so much.
Oh, yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's really appreciated.
Yeah.
It really helps.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you had Stern Guard led by a captain as well, you could use one of those strats for free because the captain's leading them. I'm sure there's other combinations there as well. Hellblasters with a captain with a sustained. Hellblasters
How about Vindicators with sustained and precision? And +1 to... Oh, no, you've got drop cards. You can't do that. Yes, you can if you're within 12. Yes, you can. Fuck it. Forget the drop card.
You
just come down within 9.
You deep strike it in within 12 or
I've
something.
got a sustained Vindicator with +1 to hit,
and
+1 to wound, and precision.
Yeah. The next one, blind screen, is basically, it's like smoke for everybody, right? Like, so in your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy has targeted one of your units, you have to pick an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army that was selected as a target of those attacks, and one friendly Adeptus Astartes smoke vehicle or drop pod is within 9. So basically what it's saying is, you could pick any unit that's near a vehicle with a smoke keyword or a drop pod, and that unit gets stealth and cover. So it's like, basically, imagine like my Vindicator tank's going to pop the smoke launchers because you're shooting to the Redemptor 9 inches away from it. Which is cool, because I feel like the Primaris vehicles struggle. Like Redemptor Dreadnought struggle by not having smoke. You know, like the old box knots had smoke launchers.
It's a nice toy for the toolkit, certainly.
So I don't hate it. If we've just basically writ off Armor of Contempt and say this is Armor of Contempt is kind of worthless. This is kind of a good version of Armor of Contempt because you get stealth as well, which is -1 to hit.
The only downside to it is the lack of effective units that have got smoke on them that you really take these days. Predators, Vindicators.
Incursors have smoke, surprisingly.
Also, do you have to forget that?
But it says vehicle, excuse me.
Vehicle,
all right, yeah. You're right. So it's Predators, Vindicators, Land Raiders, and
So there's
maybe
going to be Balpreds and I suppose as well. Yeah.
Repulsors, maybe? Repulsors have smoke?
They got every other bloody gun. I don't know. They should.
Gladiators have smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, it's maybe not too bad then.
And then the last stratagem, in your fight phase, 1 Adeptus infantry from your army that was not set up in the battlefield this turn, and 1 transport you're able to embark if you're wholly within it. What's interesting with this one is it doesn't mention engagement range.
At the end of your opponent's fight phase. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't.
So you can leave engagement range at the end of your opponent's fight phase and jump in a transport if you're wholly within 6 of it. That seems very strong, and I think it'll be FAQ'd. Because I feel like every other...
Very amusing to put on a large unit of Terminators next to a Land Raider.
Or that have come out of a Land Raider that has just deep struck down. Yeah.
Because you can go in, smack around a bit, and then run the fuck away and do it all again.
Although charge rolls, even with a reroll, we know are still difficult to make out of deep strike because it's like 55% at best.
I still maintain that deep striking Land Raider is the wrong choice. Just drive the bugger forward. Because using this, drive it forward, you get your Terminators out. So you can get your Terminators out, charge on a Mortarian, something really horrible. You're not going to kill it, but he's not going to kill you. Probably. Not if you've got a nice big unit of Assault Terminators with Storm Shields on them.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And what you've done then is you've damaged him and tied him up for his whole turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you get back in the Land Raider.
Depending on the land
their
rating, you shoot it with
ability.
grenades before they charge as well, yeah, which is
Back
always
up
useful.
there, shoot the shit out of him, and then you can charge again to finish him off if you've got any Terminators particularly left. Because what it guarantees is that, because what you used to want to do if you were kind of had one of these big bads is you want to charge something that you don't quite kill.
So it's tied up for next turn, yeah.
Tied up for next, so that you make it more difficult for your opponent to shoot you because they've got to try and fall back. Especially there's ways of preventing that.
Yeah, I think I would like to play this detachment. I just don't know how I would set up my army to make the best use of it. But I think it seems like it could be quite pressury, right? Like because it can just react to anything, and it can really fuck with your opponent in deployment. Because I think you for sure take this orbital uplink to like just pop. So you just deploy your whole force or most of it. Yeah. And then you pick the 3 units that are going to be most meaningful in that engagement and just put them in reserve.
Or you do what I've always liked to do with these sorts of things when I've had the ability, which is you give the chaplain that thing that gives its unit Scout 6. You join your chaplain to a big block of 10 Death Company, deploy it forward to scare the crap out of your opponent, and then you could maybe pick it up.
Yeah, that's very true.
If you don't get the first turn. Do you get to decide before or after the roll off the first turn? Because that varies by thing these days.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is before you've decided who goes first.
Correct, yeah. But it doesn't matter because well, I mean it matters in a way, but if I'm deploying all my units on the very front line, that's going to impact how you deploy your units as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't know that you would deploy your whole army. I think because a lot of this army's benefit is from those deep strikes. You don't want to have no benefits on the other turns apart from that first.
No, true.
That first set of deep strikes. So you still keep a lot of it back, but you keep a nice, like you say, on the front line. You've got some real horrible stuff. A couple of dreadnoughts.
Something your opponent just doesn't want to run headlong into necessarily.
Stuff that people don't really want to run headlong into. They've then got to deploy
like wild bread. With flamer turrets and stuff, you
can still pick your stuff up, but you've also already got stuff in deploy. You know, maybe you keep Death Company jetpacks in the Deep Strike, or your Terminators in Deep Strike, or whatever. But you keep a few bits in there. You put a few horrible things on the board, and you've got to really kind of like you're forcing your opponent to react to you rather than the other way around. Or you can react to them if you need to. You know, if they are clearly going in hell for leather, well, you've got a chunk in reserve anyway, and you bring the rest of it up. Leave a couple of random bits of crap on the board.
Yeah, I could. I feel like something you could do here, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you could have like a repulsor, because that's the cheapest tank with a fuckload of capacity and like 16 wounds. You could have 2 of them, right? Yep. And you could just intend to rapid ingress them in your opponent's turn onto objective, like so your opponent sets up like, you know, they're gonna come and take that middle objective that you only got like 3 blade guard on or something, and then you're just like, after they've moved everybody, you're like rapid ingress repulsor, bang, right into the middle objective.
Repulsor's 180, but Land Raider Crusader is 220.
Yep. But like, if you just wanted 10 more bodies and basically saying like, you're not going to take that objective from me because I'm just gonna flood it with, because even if you kill the repulsor, the 10 guys inside are going to pile out, and then they're going to score me in my turn, right? So I think there's some real.
I'd be tempted to put something like something cheaper in there as well, like heavy intercessors or.
Oh yeah, like just drop a unit of heavy intercessors in the center objective.
I'm convinced that this is not an assault army. This is a close range firepower army. This is going to be suitable for. So you're going to go heavy intercessors, even regular intercessors. If you fill it up completely with regular intercessors, that's quite cheap.
By default,
this 1 CP strat to give them all bloody lethal.
By default, Deep Strike does not support melee because it's unreliable to charge out of it. So you're absolutely right. It's definitely close in danger close firepower.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you're right. It is more of a Salamander's thing in that case, but it doesn't have to be.
No. You can paint whatever you want. But now I think this is quite powerful for some sort of medium range firepower army that's got a bit of melee chops, a bit of firepower.
Yeah, and obviously they hit a lot harder on the turn they're set up as well. That's why I was thinking Redemptor Dreadnoughts, because you get rerolls 1 to wound, It's got a good amount of firepower. Then you just wish that the 9-inch charge is successful, and if you do get into melee, then once to wound on its like strength 12 fist. I can't remember the strength of the Redemptor Dreadnought, but I mean, I think what reroll once to wound on that fist would be very useful as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I think that, like a Salamander's more style army, which is all flamers and bolters and melter. Dropping that in and stuff. This could be quite powerful. There's definitely not a weak detachment.
All right, nice.
I think for Blood Angels, I prefer that new Rage Cursed Onslaught.
Yeah,
I think that's more powerful.
Shall we talk about Bastion Task Force as well?
Is this the other new one for us?
This is the Battle Line detachment.
Okay.
Yeah, go nuts. What do I learn here?
This one I was struggling to figure out how we could use this best. But basically, battle line units from your army are eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn which they advance or fall back. So battle line units shoot, charge, advance, fall back all the time. Cool. And then also they can perform an action in a turn which they advanced or fell back as well.
Okay.
So they're doing everything. Each time a battle line unit from your army is selected attack, this is kind of like a mini Tau thing going on here. After resolving those attacks, select one enemy hit by one or more of those attacks. Until the end of the turn, that enemy is Auspex scanned. Each time that Adeptus Astartes model from your army makes an attack that hits the Auspex scan unit, reroll hits of 1. So it's like you want to have battle line units almost like marker lighting everybody, and then everybody reroll hits of 1. But it's not just shooting hits of 1, it's melee hits of 1 as well.
How expensive are Sanguinary Priests these days?
75.
So a big unit of assault intercessors with assault and with the advance and charge, and a Sanguinary Priest in there to sort of buff up their melee chops would be quite a relatively cheap but fairly horrible thing to be fighting.
It could be. I mean, their enhancements are interesting, right? We've got like one Adeptus Astartes model only, ranged weapons equipped by the bearer and the battle line models in this unit have precision. So a 10-man unit of bolter guys.
Heavy intercessors again.
Yeah, or the heavy intercessors for sure. Adeptus Astartes model only, when the bearer is leading unit, the bearer has the battle line keyword, so you can basically
that's very useful. Yeah,
you can bring battle line to any unit you want now. Interestingly, if you comboed this, I think
this a chaplain and a unit of blade guard,
or a unit that you could apply 2 characters to and stack the battle line giving keyword and the precision thing could be interesting, or any of the other buffs.
Yeah, so I think the next one is where it's got like so. Adeptus Astartes unit only, improve the armor penetration of melee weapons equipped by the bearer's unit and the battle line models in the bearer's unit by 1.
Or battle line models. It has to be models rather than.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could give the Sanguinary Priest this, and he could give the Assault Intercessors AP3 chain swords. Or your regular intercessors, I guess, could just be AP1. I think it'd be more interesting at AP3. And then finally. But I mean, like, if you combo this with the top one, you could have, like, if you put a Sanguinary Priest and a Captain, you could have, like, 40-odd AP3 chainswords with precision. I mean, that's pretty good.
Could you combo
Alexander McPherson in chat says this detachment works really well with Death Watch that has all those crazy, stupid battle line specialist weird units, which makes sense. And Mike says, I, Primarch and Hero Chapter don't stack on a unit which did not start as battle line, which is fair because it goes for models. So, yeah.
And then Bombast Omnivox. Each time you select a bearer's unit as target of a stratagem, roll a d6. If the bearer's unit is the battle line keyword, you're going to get +1 CP.
Which is always nice, isn't it? 50-50. Okay, sure. Sometimes you'll spike high, sometimes you'll spike low, but
so I think the combo could be something
2 or 3
like
extra CP.
Let's say you want to go with 10 Terminators, led by a captain and I guess an ancient. You can do a captain and ancient, I think.
Yeah, I think you can.
So the captain has hero of the chapter. So the Terminators are battle line. Then anytime, and obviously the captain lets you use a stratagem for free. So anytime you use
No,
a free
Terminators
stratagem on
aren't
them,
battle line. The character is battle line, and the unit is battle line, but the Terminator models are not.
correct? Yes, but the key, you would have the keyword of battle line on that Terminator.
Whereas unit would have the battle line keyword. Yes, that's fair. So you can benefit from that.
Like when you rapid ingress them, which normally costs 1 CP, you would rapid ingress for free, and now on a 3-up you would get a CP.
Yes, you would.
So
Yeah,
there's probably something in there somewhere
All right.
where there's
Yeah,
a
I see
combo that you
That's
could do.
interesting.
Like if you decided this Terminator brick is going to be my main damage output.
Oh,
10
that
with-
doesn't sound like anybody I know. Who do we know who would do something like that? I mean,
I have a lot of Terminators. Let's be honest. I love
so
I'm quite I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, what can I do? And whilst I do like the idea of AP3 assault interceptors,
and you do have a thing for heavy intercessors as well.
everything for heavy intercessors, I rather like them. I think that the precision ability on heavy intercessors, because you can put one of the Gravis captains, kind of a really nice gun, in a big unit. Them would be pretty cheap, and they've all got damage too. That's relatively unpleasant.
Yeah, and they're not trivial to get rid of.
That's a nasty. Even 5 of them is a nasty little sniper unit for taking out characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also thinking, what about just taking? It depends on how much this costs for this Blades of Valor. But I like the idea of bringing Blades of Valor on a chaplain in a unit of assault intercessors.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
AP2 plus 1 to wound. Lots
Blades
of
of Valor is 15 points.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap, to be honest. The chaplain is a cheap character as well.
So cheap character, giving them all plus 1 to wound, giving them all decent number of attacks. They've all got reroll wounds of 1 if they're on a objective anyway.
No, it's reroll 1s and wounds all the time. Full rerolls on the objective.
Yeah, so that's pretty AP2 is enough for a lot of the time.
Yeah,
because there's so many 4-up invuln saves floating about.
I know, or demons 5-up invuln saves.
So more than AP2, a lot of the time it's just wasted.
No, that's a good. I hadn't thought of that. The chaplain. I would put I would give the chaplain this. That's a really good idea.
Oh, the chaplain's been an all-star character all edition, really.
But there's nothing wrong with having 2 units, one with the chaplain and this ability on it.
Yeah.
Another one with a sanguinary priest because he's cheap. That means you've now got 2 advancing and charging units with AP2.
Yeah, okay.
Rolls, decent wounding chances. They're fairly cheap, so you don't care about them if they die. They've got incidental fire if you really want to use that reroll hit rolls of 1 thing.
Well, let's have a look at the strats because we've still only got half the story at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. Codex discipline in the shooting phase or the fight phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack against a target that targets an enemy unit, reroll hits of 1. If the target is Auspex scan, reroll wounds of 1 as well. So you can give basically any Adeptus Astartes unit reroll hits and wounds of 1, assuming that you can shoot them first with a battle line unit.
And what's the benefit from scanning again?
Scanning is reroll hits of 1 by default. So it's like if they're not scanned, it's giving you the benefit of scanned. If they are scanned, it's also giving you reroll 1s to wound.
Okay, cool. Okay, right.
Nice. The next strat is on a battle line unit. If the enemy unit is Auspex scanned as a result of attacks, then the enemy unit, if it doesn't have monsters or vehicles, it's going to be pinned. So that's -2 to its movement. That's -2 to charge rolls made for that unit. I mean, I kind of want to just take that unit to use on the Death Guard at some point and watch them toddle about like 3 inches in their movement pace.
It'd be particularly annoying into things like Dark Elder, Nids, World Eaters, anything that needs to make its charge.
Yeah. It's -4 inches if you include the 2 for the movement. Yeah.
We get into combat this turn, it's really going to make it a bit more annoying.
It's bad for, like, if someone used that on your Blood Angels character, she wouldn't be super happy. Light of Vengeance, we can give again lethals or sustained 1 until the end of the phase, both in shooting and melee. if your unit has the ability targeting an Auspex scan unit, or the bearer has the battle line keyword. So basically, you have to target either something that's been Auspex scanned, or you need to be battle lined. So basically, like half the strats require you to Auspex scan them. So I feel like you need to have half your list as battle line units, or you would need at least 5 or 6 battle line units.
Which exposes an inherent problem with this, in that battle line is generally a bit shit.
Well, it's not necessarily a bit shit. It's a lot of battle line is very points efficient from a defensive point of view. They don't kill very much.
Yeah, they don't kill very much
What
at all.
this is a way of making, because like we've already talked about, I really like heavy intercessors, but I think they're a bit overcosted now. I prefer the cheaper ones, but heavy intercessors, assault intercessors, normal ones, none of them do a lot of damage, but they are quite efficient when they're getting shot back at.
Yeah,
there are wounds per point that's relatively tough. And what this does is it makes things that don't really dish it out but just take it, which don't normally win you games, also be able to dish a little bit out.
Yeah, the next one's interesting. It's basically like a suppression. Again, it's from the battle line unit when they're shooting, or when they're in combat, and they're basically, if the enemy unit is Auspex scanned as a result of those attacks, which means you just hit one time, you're suppressing them for 1 CP. Not as good as the suppression in the other detachment, because it's not going to force a battle shock, but like this one, like nobody runs suppressors, I feel like. So would you know, like it does the same thing as a squad of suppressors done, and nobody runs suppressors. So I'm trying to work out if I feel this.
Yeah, people like just killing things rather than bogging them down or debuffing them for a time in general.
Yeah.
This could actually be, to me, this feels like an army almost. It's a delaying action.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So this could, if you remember, I've just literally said about how points efficient they are from a defensive profile.
Yeah.
Let's make them even more points efficient now, because they're even more annoying to kill, because the thing that was trying to kill them is even weaker.
Yeah, and so the next strat is going to do the same stuff. So select one battle line unit that was a target of attacks, again shooting and melee. If the enemy strength is higher than your toughness, you're -1 to wound.
What's in your 100 Marine list, Mike? Let us know. Give us a quick overview.
Yeah. I haven't even seen it, but yeah, this feels like if you run a really annoying horde
of battle line models,
it's going to be annoying to kill. You've got a few defensive things. You can make your battle line models actually do a little bit of damage. Yeah, back it up with a couple of big guns, but lots of assault intercessors with characters, lots of regular intercessors and heavy intercessors.
Nobody really expects to face a horde Marine army, do they?
Not at the moment. It's sort of gone out of fashion, hasn't it?
And then the last one is basically any unit that is not battle line, give it advance in charge or fall back in charge, assuming that it's going to hit one of those scanned units.
Sure. Okay.
You can hit a scanned unit though with a bolt pistol out of a
push can, and then that's fine, right?
Yeah.
You know, especially if you've got lots of little units of battle line about. Because that's the other one.
Sorry, did it have to actually be hit, or
yeah? When you shoot or melee the enemy target, like let's say you split across 5 different targets, you pick one target that you hit, and that unit is Auspex scanned.
If you ran,
they have to be hit. Okay,
because battle line units aren't subjected to that rule of 3, are they?
They're subjected to the rule of 6.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so 3 little 5-man units of assault intercessors, 3 bigger units of assault intercessors. Your little 5-man units can go around pinging things and getting off incidental annoying charges. Your big ones can be your more damage dealing things. Lots of bigger units of defensive units sitting on target. I don't know if you'd be able to do enough damage, but what you've got is a really annoying army to fight.
Yeah, and if you're using your stratagems just to slow the enemy down, make them -1 to hit, make them -1 to
Meanwhile,
wound.
you've got a whole load of stuff sat on a whole load of objectives with a lot of OC because they're battle line.
And
So
you just fall back and do actions all the time.
Yeah. I don't know how effective it is.
I think Alex is right. I think Deathwatch would probably love this detachment.
Oh, Deathwatch would love this.
It sounds like there's a lot of moving parts to bear in mind if you're doing that approach with this. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, you have a big army. So I think if you were playing this in a really competitive situation, one of your biggest problems is just the fucking chest clock.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as running 300 guardsmen, but yeah, I get you.
True.
But you've got a lot of units to keep in your head and get positioned exactly right. But if you are the king of positioning, you know, making sure your units are exactly spaced to be annoying for no chaining attacks or charges and this sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be a nightmare facing a good player with an army like this. Would be really frustrating to play, I feel.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I mean, I think the fact that you can give every other unit in your army reroll hits of 1 and wounds of 1, just about. And you still have Oath of Moment in there. So if you picked and choose smartly as to what those other units were, then I think you could have a lot of it's more like a board control, right? Like I'm gonna have 9 squads of battle line units controlling the board, and then I'm gonna have a few more dedicated units that can
few dotted around that have got some serious punch to it. Nasty little tanks here and there, or dreadnoughts or things.
But because, I think again, it's going to be more shooting focused, right?
Ignore the battle line, you're just racking up the points and you're keeping your board control. If they go after the battle line, they're ignoring the Redemptor Dreadnought or the Vindicator or whatever that's actually doing some real. So they've got a choice, haven't they? They can try and deal with your point scoring or deal with your damage dealing, and they probably don't have enough guns or stabby swords to do both.
You know, it strikes me that this might be a good army to have put some whirlwinds in with.
It's been so long since I played with a whirlwind, I can't remember the rules.
Yeah, they're largely incidental since they nerfed indirect into the ground. But the whole shooting from afar, and you don't need to see them, and you're targeting scanned units, and you can suppress them and get extra other buffs through the stratagems. I think there's some potential there.
Do you know, I stopped playing whirlwinds as well. The whirlwind's ranged attacks these days is D6 plus 3 blast, 822. Do you know, that's not too bad.
No. It's the fact that they just like get nerfed into hell when they shoot indirect.
And didn't they now cost 1 million points as well?
Oh right, yeah, I think they put them up to 190 points. Yeah, okay,
oh god, 190.
It's close to 1 million. Yeah.
It's
hello, Ardeen. Been a while, dude. Good to see
you.
All right, so yeah, I'll always look for a way to get whirlwinds in because the thing that triggered off my head is the whole whirlwind fire shooting in, suppressing things from back, and kind of neutering what they could do. Because I
don't think bringing one would be a bad shout because their special rule. I've just looked it up. If you shoot something with its whirlwind gun, they have to take a battle shock test, which doesn't sound like a very powerful rule. But if you're swarming the board with OC, basically. Removing the OC from any of your opponent's units that look like they might have some.
Yeah.
So you keep that point scoring advantage.
I can see that. That makes sense.
Could be worth doing.
Mike suggests bring one in the other detachment, give it precision. That'd be funny. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Deep strike it as well, so you can remove some of that hit penalty.
Yeah. Keep striking whirlwind into your backfield and give it precision. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's silly. I like it. Very good.
Yeah,
that reminds me. But we'll come to that in a moment. The new whirlwind model from the reveals was beautiful.
Yeah, I've decided actually of these two, I think I like this one more. I think this one's more powerful. I think it's very hard to use.
It's going to take a lot of work.
It's going to take a lot of work. But I think
you're
a really good player with a really good selection of models, you've been playing a long time.
I think the term you're looking for from your quiz we did, how we did that, would be high skill ceiling army.
Yes. What do you reckon, John? You're the more competitive out of us.
I think it would be. I think it like 40k in the current iteration, man. Like I just went to a tournament, and the one thing that I felt after coming back from the tournament is like, and we're maybe going to talk about Catan Codex creep power or whatever. We're at the point where every army has something that's just like, it doesn't matter how big or strong your unit is or how many wounds you've got. I just have this one unit that will obliterate you. And like in my Rage Cursed list, it was like I had Death Company, I had Sangre Guard. They were pretty much like it wasn't until I got to the event and my opponent said, "How many attacks does a Sangre Guard get?" And I went, "Hold on a second." So
let me just add it all up.
Sangre Guard and Rage Cursed Onslaught, right? They get 36 at strength 8 with
a unit
lance.
of 3 or a unit of 6? Sorry.
Unit of 6. 36 attacks with weapon skill 2, and it's 8-3-2, 8 strength 8, AP 3, damage 2, and they have lance and they have reroll 1s to wound. And then he was like, "Is that it?" And I was like, "No, I've got the captain who's leading them. He's getting 7. And, you know, he's AP 3 as well. He's strength 9 with a power fist. And he's hitting on 2s and he's rerolling 1s as well." And the guy was like, "Okay, let me play my Armor of Contempt stratagem, you know, to make it from AP 3 to AP 2.
Yeah.
And this was in a blob of, like, the Votann Terminators. I can't remember. They're not called Terminators for Votann. But they're the ones...
The Protoss Space Marine... No, not Protoss. They're in Space Marine looking things from... StarCraft, yeah.
So he played as -1 CP, or sorry, he played as -1 AP strat on a blob of 10 with a Carl, right? And I lifted the entire unit. And it was like it was down to the very last dice roll, and he needed like a 4-up or the Carl was dead. But it was just the fact that it was like, you remember when they said this edition was going to be less killy? I was like, I don't know how many points that unit. Really
to begin with.
Interested to know how many points that Votann unit was, but I was just like, you know, I just lifted like a 400-point unit.
How long was it less killy for? About the first year?
6 months, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, right. So on that logic, and this is why I'm feeling more confident about this particular detachment, John.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The game is now getting full up with these Death Star horrible units, yeah?
Correct, yes.
You just took out a 400-point unit.
Yes.
Yeah, that would equally take out 100 points as intercessors.
No, that's
I know what one I'd rather you hit. So
yeah, I mean that's a valid argument. Yeah.
Do you remember the way you used to deal with Mortarion back in 9th when he first came out and he was just broken? You just feed him a unit of shit every turn.
You did just feed him a unit of shit every turn to slow him down.
And then you're like, yeah, all right, well done. You've wiped out that unit. Enjoy your 100 points.
Yeah, so the Hearthguard, 10 of them was 270 points, and then a Carl is 65. All right, so I exaggerated a bit. It's a 335-point unit. So, like, but that is... Andy spent stratagem to ignore AP, and he still lost the entire unit. And because he was trying to work out in his head, because he was like, "Oh, I think I might pay the stratagem, I'm not sure." And I was like, "Well, before you play it, let me at least tell you how many attacks I'm throwing at you." Yeah. Because it was just like, I'm going to hit you with 43 attacks. And, you know, like, hit on 2s, wound on 3s, re-rolling 1s. It's like, it's horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Yeah. And if it was as close as you said, then the guy was within his rights to do it. Because if he hadn't, it would have been a lot less close and a lot more certain. And doing it gave him a fighting chance.
Yeah, you committed what? It's not 500 points, but it's not far off.
It's about the same, probably. The Sangre Guard plus the captain, probably 320 points, maybe. So it's similar. But yeah, I feel like every army I played against, right? Everybody's got one giant threat. Like the Ultramarines, they had the squad of Hellblasters, just wiped me the fuck off the board. This guy had those Terminators. I think in the turn before, those Terminators wiped a whole unit, and I countered them with a Sangre Guard. You know, like the Nids, it was the same. They had like the Norn Emissary just obliterated.
Well, this sounds like a good segue. Should we take a look at the Nightbringer?
Oh yeah, let's talk about
the new Nightbringer.
So I read this week that this detachment of the new Catan detachment, I believe it's this one, the Pantheon of Woe.
Necron monster units get okay, yeah, all right, fair enough.
So Necron monster units get an aura while enemies are within 6. That they basically just improve their AP by 1, and they can suffer 3 mortal wounds on any monster to improve that aura to 9 inches. So basically, if you're close to Catan, you're getting hit with, like, what's this guy got? He's got AP. You'd have AP 5 and AP 3, and his ranged weapon, assuming he can be within 12 of you, probably because he can move 10, would be AP 4. Yeah. So it's just like a lot of AP coming out.
And he's got 16 wounds to play with as well, yeah.
with a 5 up, feel no pain, and -1 damage.
How many points is he?
That's
Sorry, I'll look it up. I got it.
Because I think that's going to be the killer, isn't it? Because that seems pretty powerful, but it's not game-breakingly powerful as long as he's pointed accordingly.
At the end of the fight phase, roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 6. On a 4 up, that enemy suffers d3 mortals.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed from this detachment is they have a stratagem. When they deadly demise, for 1 CP, they can deadly demise on a 3 up.
I like
So
that.
6. I'd pay for that every time. He's 315, 315 points.
Say what, sorry?
The detachment rules. And up
Yeah,
a bit,
yeah.
this relativistic tether is. Because it says if you've got more than one transcendent Satan, which I think are the cheapest ones that they can bring,
Yeah.
you have to give them this relativistic. But I'm assuming you can give it to more than one model.
Well, the Nightbringer's an epic hero, so you can only bring one of them. I have no
So
idea
what I
about
mean is
Transcendent.
these blinding abilities. Because otherwise, if you have to take it, but you can only take one of them? Because you normally enhancement, you can only take one of, can't you?
Yeah. You can only give each model one enhancement. Max.
But can you reuse enhancements?
No, they're unique, if I
But
recall
then
correctly.
how does that work with this? If your army contains more than one transcendent Satan, each of those must take the relativistic tether ability.
Maybe it's just like they've put an extra tax on you spamming this Catan. I've never seen that
this is
before.
the bit I didn't understand, but I just sort of saw that. That's what I was
I
trying to
guess
work
it
out.
overwrites that rule.
Yeah. In your turn, each time this unit is set up on the battlefield using deep strike or displacement, it can appear more than 6 inches away.
So Transcendent Catan is 305 points. It is not the cheapest. The Deceiver's 285, but still.
But you can only take one of them, can't you, as well?
And the relativistic jobby, what's this attachment called? Pantheon of Woe. That's another 25 points.
Okay, so it makes him quite expensive. It makes him a 400-point model, but it can set up within 6 inches of opponents.
No, it's 330, I think it was.
So you can set up 6 inches away. You can't charge.
No,
but you're still within this D field range,
but it means that you can do this horribleness.
Yeah,
bringing him in, debuffing everybody.
So did they put the rules for the? Here's the Transcendent Catan. Here they go. So the reason you would set them within 6, I guess, is you can seismic assault, which is assault sustained hits 822.
That's not bad, because remember with their ability, because you'll be within that'll be
6 attacks hitting the 2 is not bad.
That'll be better than that because of their ability, because of the detachment ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got the same 5 up, feel no pain, toughness 11, 16 wounds. Each time, -1 damage. Each time this model advances, you can remove it from the battlefield and set it up on the battlefield anywhere. So you've got multiple Catans jumping around all over the place.
And he's not got the epic hero keyword, this one, so that's fair enough. Because this is like a generic Transcendent Catan, I suppose. That makes sense.
Yeah.
There was an enhancement you can actually give to the Nightbringer in this detachment, which is he can get advance and charge.
Oh, yay. Just what you need.
And you can give Lord of Deceit to the Deceiver.
Advance and charge is 30 points, that Quantum Goad.
I mean, I think you would play it because he already moves 10.
Hell yeah.
So advance and charge is really good. The Void Dragon gets an enhancement as well. Once per turn at the start of the opponent's shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle unit visible to the bearer. The unit must take a leadership test until the end of the phase. Each time a model from that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 to the hit roll. And if the leadership test was failed, subtract 1 to the wound roll. So, yeah.
How many points is that, though?
The Animus Damper is 20 points, and the Void Dragon is 310. So that's 330 again.
I don't think I'll bother with that because it's too situational. If you're playing needs, doesn't do anything. If you're playing a more infantry based one, doesn't do anything. If all the vehicles are cheap, whether it doesn't do anything, it makes the model more expensive. You're paying 20 points for something that's really situational, depending on your opponent.
I'm trying to work out how relatively tough these things are with 16 wounds, -1 damage all the time. So against Blood Angels, that's horrific, and a 5+ feel no pain. You know,
Yeah.
so 16 wounds becomes 20 plus wounds when you factor in that 5 up feel no pain, and then minus 1 damage on 20 wounds. Like,
And a 4-up in one.
yeah, and the 4 up in Vun. Yeah, so half that, you know, like half. Oh, yeah, these things are horrific, man. I can see why this has got a 70% win rate.
I think I would be just bringing one of each of the Catan, filling it up with Transcendence for the rest.
You don't take a
and
few
some
blobs of
void
warriors.
scarabs or some crap to.
Yeah,
Whatever to make up the points.
Yeah.
just a bunch
This
of
is
warriors
for
just sitting.
20 points from the Void Dragon. I think I might need that.
Yeah, so his vehicle, again, remember you got to add +1 AP for everything within 6. So their APs are just going to probably be +1 most of the time, and their AP is already really good.
Nice.
Yeah, so the Void Dragon, and then the last one is the Deceiver. He has anti-character 4-up Devastating Wounds Precision on his ranged attack. That's a few. Oh my goodness! So he can nuke basically any character from Deep Strike. He just arrives 9 inches away. You hit on 2s, and then on every 4-up, it's 2 Devastating Wounds into any character.
Right. Hang on. I'm working stuff out here.
That's pretty horrible.
It's not just
Deceiver is 285. What's the upgrade he gets in that detachment?
I don't
Oh,
know.
the Lord of the Sea. So you're +1 on your CP.
Sure, fine.
If your army includes this model after both players have deployed their armies, select up to 3 Necron units for your army and redeploy them. Yeah, I think the fact that he can just nuke any character guaranteed is kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know that tournament we're going to?
Yeah.
You know you could bring, right, a Deceiver, a Nightbringer, and a Void Dragon for 910 points, which gives you enough points for a couple of enhancements too.
Do you own those
No,
three
I'm
models?
none of those things, but
You have access to those models.
I probably do. But sure, that's broken.
It is pretty horrible.
Yeah, I've not been putting enhancements, but if you can bring one of every Satan. Let's bring 3 Transcendence because we can bring 3 Transcendence.
They're all toughness 11, which makes them a real nasty break point for like power.
Getting hold of the Transcendent Catan models is harder than getting hold of Suppressor Marines.
Yeah, I know, but it's not because you can at least buy the box they come in. Because you get it free with
the giant, huge Tesseract floaty death thing. Yeah.
So 3 Transcendence and the 3 good ones, the proper ones, is 1,825 points. Chuck in a couple of enhancements that you want, spend the rest on Scarabs.
It's also the Nightbringer is out of stock at £82.50. The Shard of the Void Dragon is out of stock at £80.
Can't imagine why.
No, I can't imagine. It's not like they're overpowered or anything.
Has Andrew bought them all?
You can get a Transcendent Catan if you're willing to buy it with an obelisk.
Yeah.
And that's £120.
Right. Yeah, no, thanks.
And don't be wrong, I'm not buying this, but I would actually quite like to do them. That new Nightbringer is an absolutely stunning model.
Yeah, and the Void Dragon is also
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
But yeah, so that I suspect is the basis of this list that is winning everything. Because you've still got the better part of 200 points to spend on chaff.
It's another Gatekeeper Monster Mash, isn't it? Which is
it's an insane Monster Mash. Just because the melee from everything is just like the Deceiver's melee is average, like 10-3-3 on 8 hitting on 2s, but the Void Dragon has 2 great profiles. His anti-vehicle 2-up profile is ridiculous at D6 plus 2.
Oh, the Void Dragon's the whole machine god thing, isn't it, going? So it makes sense that it's that.
And then the guy with Devastating Wounds, again, on D6 plus 2. And his sweep, if you imagine, you're going to be in melee with him for a sweep. So that's like, he's basically got Gilliman's sword at that point, right? Because Gilliman's sword was 14-8-3-2. So that's what he's got. And like, I just think this guy's so much more durable than Gilliman. Right? You know, like if we
What
assume,
gives you that idea?
yeah, I mean, like, well, if you compare Gilliman is like 315 points, I think maybe they took him down, but I'm pretty sure he was at 315. If this guy's the same cost as Gilliman, then he's got like 6 more wounds, and he's got -1 damage, and he's got a feel no pain, and he's doing mortals to everything around him, and he's got a crazy gaze of death, which is potentially 9 damage a shot.
Rabute Guillermin is 340 these days.
Oh my goodness! So this guy's cheaper than Gilliman. And this guy can advance. So you give this guy the advance and charge stratagem, and he's like the same cost as Gilliman, I think.
Yeah, he's about there. Yeah,
And he's better in every way, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
T11 as well. So there are no chumps to take down. You know.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the stratagems for this detachment.
We haven't got that far, have we?
No.
So, Alexander McPherson's just said in the chat, I wonder how Morven Val and her Nundan war suits would do against it. They 80% of the time they one-shot Mortarion.
nice.
Oh, really? Oh, is it the multi-metals with +1 to wound, maybe? Or
Yeah, I think so.
all right, Disharmonize Cascade is the
There
one.
is, to be fair, a lot of anti-monster and anti-specific unit tech out there.
But
It just rarely gets taken because of metagame calls or worry about you're not going to face them.
I do suspect that it will drop back because a lot of these, they come out and they're absolutely broken because people haven't been speccing into anti-monster because monster's not been particularly effective lately. And as the meta adjusts, it will sort of bring itself a little bit more in line. Probably drop down from 70 to 60 or something, you know.
So, molecular erosion in the command phase. Select an enemy within. Doesn't actually say. It just says one Necron monster. All right, one
Invisible,
Necron monster.
yeah.
So you have to be within that disraveling.
Within the radius.
So you're within 6. You just take a battle shot test at -1. You suffer a D3 +1 mortal wounds. You can only use the stratagem one. So I guess in some situation where there's a couple intercessors managing to stand on an objective and contest it, you just blow them up at the start of the command phase, and then you score the points anyway. That's probably because there'll be a lot of times where you just have a Catan on an objective. The enemy has a bunch of chaff models trying to OC it, so you just blow them
Battle
up.
shock with -1 is still not reliable.
No, but I mean,
in
I
the
guess
vast majority of cases.
yeah. Sometimes it'll be a swing.
So this is the best thing they've got, isn't it?
It's like a poor man's grenades.
Yeah.
I'm not really that impressed by it.
It's just the fact you can use it in the command phase. So it could score you 5 points, right? It could be the difference between you holding primary and not holding primary.
Okay.
Mass transmogrification. Select a shooting phase or the fight phase, a Necron monster unit from your army. Select one Necron unit, excluding monsters within 6 of that monster unit. The enemy unit was unraveling at the start of the phase. Your friendly unit's reanimation protocols activate. So basically, you could
destroy something. But if you destroy something, you can use that to heal yourself up.
Yeah.
Cool. Entrophasic aura targeting. In the shooting or fight phase, select one Necron unit that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, each time the model in the unit makes an attack that targets enemies, reroll hits of 1. If the target of the attack is unraveling, reroll wounds of 1 as well. Could be cool if you took like a Ghost Arc or something.
Yeah.
Well, you've only got 175 points that you can spend, so.
Well,
if you're doing your silly list of silly, that's true. Yeah.
Bringing this is what you're bringing it because you can bring all the Satan. You start with 6 Satan, and then the only flexi bit is that 175 points.
Okay. Well, then you don't need to use this stratagem then. Cool.
Yeah.
One less strat to worry about.
So it's a fight on death that includes one Necron unit from your army that was selected as the target of one or more of the attacking unit's attacks until the end of the phase. Each time a model in your unit is destroyed, if that model has not fought this phase, roll a d6, adding 1 if the attacking unit is unraveling on a 4-up fight on death.
Which they would be unraveling if it's a...
So if they're killing you in melee, they will be
because
unraveling.
They have to be. Yeah.
So you potentially a 3-up fight on death. So when your Catan does inevitably die in melee...
1 CP.
You get a 3-up fight on death, and then you can 3-up deadly demise as well.
Isn't like fight on death like 2 CP everywhere else?
Most of the time, yeah. But that's
Yeah, but
usually
it's
guaranteed.
Slightly more unreliable one than some, but yeah, that's horrendous because, like John says, you fight on death and then you blow up to make sure you finish anything left of your off.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, if you just fly a Gatan YOLO into the middle of their army and it explodes, there's a lot
And
of
he
mortal
says,
wounds.
"Hello, my name is a bomb. Nice to meet you."
And then the last one Necron unit for your army that is within engagement range of an enemy unit in your opponent's movement phase. When an unraveling enemy unit falls back, the enemy unit that falls back must take a desperate escape test. In doing so, if that enemy unit is battle shocked, subtract 1 from each of those tests. Wow. So on a desperate escape, I believe you're instantly dead on a 1 or a 2. So if you're battle shocked, you want to fall back from that Catan, you are dead instantly 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Because desperate escapes are 1s and 2s, aren't they?
So I think it's on a model by model basis rather than a unit by unit. Yeah, but yeah, okay.
So I guess that's why this detachment has a 70% win rate.
Yeah.
It's and I don't use it lightly. It's fucking broken, isn't it? It's wicked. I love it. If
When
I have
mustering
the
your
model
army,
run
each
it,
monster unit from your army has the relevant necrodermal. So you must take them. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And you can't exceed your points limit. Oh, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Cool. Brilliant. They're fairly good. Why wouldn't you? That's fine. All right. Yeah. If you already own all the Catan, great. Have some fun. If you don't, then 3D print them or buy them off eBay, I guess.
Oh, so you have to take the enhancements.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
So this would exceed the normal rule of having to have 3 enhancements.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Actually, yeah. I don't know if my list would work then. Hang on, I've got to work this out now.
Oh, you can only have 2 transcending Catan rather than 3.
I don't know. I'm going to find out. So I need to add 150 points for that. No, you can't. Yeah, you can only take 2. You can't have 3 because it costs an extra
Bunch.
costs an extra 75 points for that. So to take them into there, and then hang on. I might be able to just squeeze it in there. How much is that? How much is the Void Dragons one? Is plus 20. And then the Nightbringers one is plus 30. And the Deceivers one is plus 40. And you got 10 change. It's 1990 points just to bring the 6 Satan and call it a day.
I think you probably want to bring like 5, and then you want to bring some trash to stand on objectives and do actions, right?
Go big or go home.
No, go big or go home.
Okay.
There's only 6 models in my army, but all of them can deadly demise on a 3-up.
John. Does your local gaming group have access to these 6 Catan? Because we want to see you play them on a Wednesday night game one day, just for a laugh. It's got to be done. Come on.
No, but we could proxy them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Basically a Knights list at this point, isn't it?
Mike called it the I have no friends list. Yeah.
I don't want to be friends.
I can't imagine there's much flavour in this list.
You could describe this to Andy, and then he will own these models by next Wednesday.
He will, and he'll play this list because there's only 6 models. He'll have had them printed off and sprayed silver.
I'm surprised he isn't actually, because he's taking Necrons to the next tournament.
He's secretly planning it and just hasn't told you yet. That's all it is. Yeah.
He'd run out of bolt gun metal spray paint.
Andy, we love you, but yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So
he's actually not a bad painter, but he's got his hard one.
No, he
Should we have a look at the previews and stuff for the next 10 or 15 minutes before we got to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Very excited, these previews.
Yeah?
Yes.
Some of them were really good.
Yeah.
Are we looking at all the previews or just Warhammer previews?
Just look at the preview. Just look at the whole thing. I would, because they did that one
go
page.
through article by article and just flick through as quick as you want.
I think so. Because Because we just get through things we're not that interested in, won't we?
Like the Warhammer Plus thing, although to be fair, the animation did look all right.
Okay, so first one, we've got the second set of books that we're not going to buy released.
Yep. Which is the whole end of the edition stuff that they always do, where the rules are irrelevant 6 months after you buy the books.
And they're very expensive. How much? Actually, I didn't even look. How much are the 500 Worlds box set of books?
I didn't look either, I must admit. That's bad,
Look,
isn't
let's
it?
find that out.
Do you know what?
I'd
Nobody
make a guess, but I don't
nobody
know.
bought them using my Blood Angels Commander referral link, so I guess
I
nobody.
can't understand why they wouldn't.
Which is, I thought somebody would buy them, but no, nobody bought them.
Hmm.
500.
£50. So it's £50 a set. And how many sets did they say there was going to be?
They've not said how many there's going to be, but normally there's like one a month for 6 months ish.
So we're looking at about 300 quid probably in books that you aren't going to last. But the last book will last a month.
Hmm.
Do you know what? Kev bought them. He just didn't use my referral link. What a. Element Games have a lot of stock of them. It says they got 10 plus. So, yeah, if you're watching this and you didn't buy them yet, get your ass over to Element Games. You get them for $42.50 over there, save 15%.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, it's good that all the competitive rules people need for tournaments were free on Warcom.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've certainly reduced the amount of books that will get sold because of that.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I always buy these because I like the lore.
Yeah.
But I can't justify £42 for the lore, or actually for anything that I'm only going to use for 6 months.
Hmm.
If they were if it was 25 quid, then I probably would get them.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Because I just like the pretty pictures and I like reading about the stuff. You know, I really enjoy. I've got the full set of boarding action from last edition. Great storyline. Really enjoyed it.
And they promised those would be relevant throughout the entirety of the edition following, and they kind of have been.
Almost. You can sort of use them. There's a few weird bits, but I wish I'd bought all the Pariah Nexus. Not Pariah Nexus. What was it? The ones from the
Psychic Awakening?
Psychic Awakening. I only bought a couple of those, and I wish I'd bought the others because there was some really cool stuff in those.
Hmm. Okay, fair.
Anyway, yeah. So let's keep going then. Books nobody's going to buy.
Yeah.
Books contain rules and
Picture.
stuff.
Scrolly.
Scrolly.
We've got the battalions. There's no new models in these, are there?
No, not in those. These are all just new mini army box sets.
Click on that bottom one. That's the best way.
Yeah, that's where I should have gone to start with. Sorry.
Okay, so let's look at the Red Corsairs first.
Yeah, we get some more Chaos Space Marine stuff. Woo!
There's nothing wrong with that. I like that. And these new models, I actually think, are gorgeous.
No,
they do look kind of cool.
They are I love that kind of not sanguinary priest.
Tony, you need to hit Mike up in Discord after this, mate.
Do I?
Yeah.
Apparently, he's got some Psychic Awakening for you. So, this is Huron, right?
He is. Apparently, he took a melter gun to the knee, and now he's all better.
Yeah, he looks all better.
I really like that because it's just the way it mimics that kind of the apothecary's pose, just with menace. A bit like the Warp Smith and the
got a nice grin to him. You're not wrong.
You know, Fallen Death Company.
The chaplain is quite good. Yeah, that's fair.
Is that a chaplain with the axe? Is it?
I mean, is it not really? I mean, it's not, but it basically is.
Sure. Well, I don't know. It's because all these were supposed to be like the command staff from the Red Corps.
This is the executioner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We used to have an executioner with a jump back, didn't we?
Yeah.
I will say that I do miss the old Astral Claws Huron. I do really like him. You know, this proper pirate. It's got a peg leg.
Yeah. So this is like a serf, right?
Yeah.
No, she's like
Captain Sargotta, finest shipmaster in the Red Corsairs fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
what she's doing on the battlefield. I'm not sure, but
this is like a slight change of directions where we've got like the humans that are like the slaves of
support staff. Yeah.
We've seen it a little bit in this last few weeks. I mean, I quite like it. I like that's visual variety.
Yeah.
That's
the weird alien with a big dog.
So
a dog with opposable thumbs as well. Cool.
Yeah, I like him.
Cool. So we got Red Corsairs. We got this.
We've got a new bunch of Eldar to go alongside all the Eldar that there already is, and these are the Space Pirate subfaction of Eldar.
This is the model that I just assumed that Mark would buy as soon as it came out because he's just wicked looking.
He is kind of cool, but
he's a serious improvement on the old one.
I am beginning to sell off some of my Eldar that I've not already built, and I'll continue doing so with the rest of them, I think, because
really
they've seen no use. They've sat here base sprayed for a long time, and I haven't really got anything with them, so I think I'll get something back.
The thing I feel about these ones is, don't they look a lot like Scourges?
Well, they're melee Swooping Hawks at the end of the day, really, aren't they? Swooping Hawks have got guns, and these guys have got pistols and swords.
Maybe, but no, just like compare them to a Dark Eldar Scourge.
Yeah, I mean the wings feel like they're Scourges.
They do.
At least the direction of
Dark Eldar pirate, and I like that. It reminds me a little bit of the Yanari.
Well, the Corsair pirates are certainly halfway between Craftworld Eldar and
visual
Dark Eldar.
I'm not sold on this fella's helmet.
I am, because I remember the original Metal Farseer model that helmet is based on. And the callback to that, I love it. It's great.
Yeah. It might just be paint for me, to be honest.
A new Viper?
Looks lovely, very sleek. Is a kit that needed a bit of...
It was old, sure, but it was perfectly good. There's an excuse to sell people new Vipers. Yeah, okay, fine.
It's very, very old, that kit.
Yeah.
This one seems a bit funny, though. The fact that you can just turn the turret round the other way and call it a different thing. No, mate, you've just put the turret on backwards. Do you know what I mean? I can't help but feel like there was someone in the design studio that accidentally built it backwards. And they were like, oh, let's just call it another model option.
I thought you were gonna say something about like it was Empire Strikes Back and he just was facing the wrong way. Like they said, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
But no, it's got no forward-facing guns.
Yes, it has. It's got one under the main hull. If you scroll up, just scroll up a moment, you can see it under the Viper.
Yeah.
Well, Shuriken, but yeah, sure.
So
these are not new.
No,
these are the Corsairs from Kill Team.
Yeah.
Just releasing in like 40k box, which is fine.
Okay.
They've had 40k rules. They were like another battle line option that weren't very good.
They were a bit crap, weren't they?
Yeah.
But I think they're great models. So
they are beautiful models.
This whole selection of pirates I really quite like, both the Chaos ones and these Eldar. I feel like the Eldar's pirate side has been a bit neglected for a long time. They've almost become a bit too good.
How so?
I don't mean from a gameplay perspective, but I mean from a kind of lore perspective almost.
Okay.
They've almost
they've had their legend built up, sort of thing.
Sorry?
They've had their legend built up in their absence, sort of thing.
No, it's more like the Eldar are the bad guys. I know everybody's bad guys, 40k, but Eldar Raiders was a big deal in Warhammer for so long.
Okay.
That they were pirates and corsairs and things like that. And that side of the lore for the Eldar has just sort of been steadily moved out of the spotlight in terms of almost goody craft worldy.
Yeah, that's fair.
A bit too clean.
It's hard to be portrayed as solid villains when you're the victims, and the Eldar are nothing if not the victims.
Absolutely.
So,
you know, they've had that whole thing. It was the Eldar were involved in resurrecting Guilliman, and Eldrad's been working with all the Imperium and all this sorts of stuff. Well, I still like the harken back to the idea of the Eldar Raiders and
being predators.
Predators. And with the advent of Dark Eldar, that sort of got forgotten and that became then. But then they've kind of moved off into their own weird niche. And that middle ground of morally awful, but not corrupted.
There's a reason why the Corsairs frequently in the fluff hang around with rogue traders. It's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just think that this is nice because we haven't really seen anything from them apart from like one or two models since second edition.
Yeah.
No, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
The only thing we're lacking in now is the Exodites.
Yeah, which they've been sat on. If GW have the literal excuse to create elves riding dinosaurs with lasers on them strapped to their heads, and they haven't done it. I mean, what even? Seriously.
Yeah, so was that the 340k releases, or was there something else?
No, it's just more stuff. Well,
Yeah, I think there's a bit more later on, but
there is a bit more.
yeah.
So we've got some cool new Blood Bowl.
We better stop for that, because you love Blood Bowl, don't you?
I do love
Blood Bowl's fun. Blood Bowl's good.
it.
This is a
New
re-release of a classic old team from the very first few editions of Blood Bowl that's not been redone in plastic since they started redoing all the teams in plastic.
Yep, and they look great.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, high elves, are they?
Absolutely. Classic high elves. Except they're all wearing shorts.
Because they're sportsmen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got their knees showing.
They've got Blood Bowl to play. They can't be wearing full
Yeah,
plate mail,
They're
can they?
wearing plate armor, mate. They've got their knees out, but they're wearing plate armor and everything else.
New animation. Don't care about that.
It's pretty. It's
I'm
kind of
sure
fun
you
to
do.
watch, but I'm not going to sub to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
And
resub to
then-
Warhammer Plus for it.
This is the thing that people were really excited for, and it's the new Custodes box. If this box is a reasonable price, I'm definitely getting it.
And if
Because
it's not, you're probably buying it anyway.
I really like all of these new releases. Apart from, there's two things I don't like about these new Custodes.
Tell me.
First one is, where's all those beautifully overly ornate knees gone? They used to have lovely decorated legs, didn't they?
Did
they're-
they?
they're sanguinary.
I
And they've stripped all the
can't
decoration.
say I ever really paid much attention
Yeah.
to a custodian's knees before. It
I know
wasn't
this
really like
sounds like a big
on my
deal,
radar.
but because it's a bit like with the Sanguinary Guard. So
All right.
when they redid the Sanguinary Guard, and it's like, hang on, where did all that ridiculous over-the-top leg armor and that go? Because they're just wearing space armor,
Yeah.
and people are quite annoyed about that.
Mhm.
If you go back up to the Custodian Guard, because they're kind of a key part of this. So here we go, and you have a sort of a look at these. If you didn't see the top bit,
Mm.
right, and you didn't know these were Custodes, you'd just say Stormcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Reasonable.
And the old ones used to have the big Aquilas and that on the legs,
Okay.
and they were
Similar to the Dreadnought, right?
And now it's
I'm never going to complain for a model having less excessive trim and detail.
I mean, I like the excessive. I don't like the excessive trim detail. I like to smooth it out. But for these guys in particular, dripping in bling is important.
I can see the argument. That's fair.
And then the other thing I don't like about these is, why have they got that weird sort of like Abaddon top knot thing?
They've always had that stuff, haven't they?
No, they haven't. Again, if you look at the older models, the plume comes out the top of the helmet.
Right.
This just looks like they've got Napoleon syndrome, because they're supposed to be 10 feet tall, but they're actually the same size as Primaris Marines. So what they've done is they've stuck this little spike on top of each of their heads, just to give
You
themselves
just see
a
that
bit of
their heads are too elegant. Like, if this is his eyes down here, then what is the point in
Yeah.
the rest of this helmet?
So he's actually quite short, and he's just got this ridiculous thing. So it just looked better if you cut that little pipe out, which isn't
I
on the old
confess, I've
one.
always wondered why custodians have a helmet twice the size it needs to be, because isn't that the Eldar's thing? Why is it the custodian's thing?
Well, it's a similar reason. The original Custodian artwork had it, didn't it? From right back from Rogue Trader, yeah. Because in Rogue Trader, the original Custodians took their armor off when the Emperor was injured and killed,
Uh-huh.
but they just kept their helmets. So that's where the old naked Custodian things comes from. So the first bit of art we have of a Custodian is a ridiculous pointy helmet and no clothes on.
Okay.
Um,
I never came across that before.
And the helmet is really nice. I really like these new helmets. It's just cut that middle bit off and give them the old legs, and they'd be absolutely perfect. Maybe make them a little bit taller, because they really should be taller than Space Marines, and they're not. Significantly taller than Space Marines. But I like the fact they're more human proportions.
Mhm.
So the fact that Space Marines are afflicted with gigantism and they just look weird and mutated and not very attractive, if you know what I mean. Even Blood Angels are not. The proportions are wrong for humans.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Custodians are not. They look like perfect examples of humanity, just 10 foot tall. They are chiseled. Their proportions are perfect, because that's what the Emperor did. He sculpted them rather than the quite crude techniques used to make Space Marines. And I quite like that. I just think that they're so close, but because they're so close, it kind of highlights that they're not quite there.
All right.
The new tanks, great. I've got the resin versions.
Imperial hover tanks piss me off, except in Custodians, where it feels like they belong because they're just so extra.
They're supposed to be there. I can't tell any difference from the pictures from my. I haven't sat there and done
the resin ones.
Model, but certainly look at the pictures, it looks identical, which is great. The same with the Dreadnought. I mean, there he is. Look, apart from the fact I've used a different hand, you really can't see any difference from that guy I've got in my hand there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the same with the Galatas. That new shield captain is absolutely boss.
Good.
The new shields themselves are physically just phenomenal looking.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, I've got a box of resin ones up there that I haven't built yet. I think they look great.
Yeah, they look cool.
Cool jump backs, didn't they?
And for there's only 3 vehicles I don't have, and that's the Ares gunship, the Orion dropship because they're 500 quid a pop, and that transport.
Okay.
Because it's 150 quid or so, and there's no point in transports for custodes.
No, that's probably true. Do they even have rules?
They do, but they're rubbish. So you'd never take one. It's just a crap Land Raider. But the big deal is it's a crap Land Raider, and the model's very expensive. So I've never bought one. So now I get a chance, which I'm very happy about.
Fair enough. Now it might be about half that. Yeah.
I suppose we should probably mildly address the new female custodies.
No, don't. It's not worthy of any address whatsoever.
I really like that new shield captain with the bare head. I think she looks fucking pucker. Like proper like matriarch of doom. Do you know what I mean? Look at that face. That is, I am the queen and I come to murder you all.
It's fair.
What a cool head. Some of the others are a bit sketchy.
Am I missing that? Which one was that on?
It's the glaive.
Yeah. What?
What?
You're talking about the model that Tony was just talking about?
Yeah, it wasn't on the screen, was it? Or was
it was. It wasn't the main picture, but it was in one of the little inserts.
In one of the little pictures. I just think it was so... Because I've criticised some of the sculpting that they've done for some of the female heads lately.
A little bit further, a little bit further, down, down.
There she is.
Down,
there she is.
Oh, here she is. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Doesn't it look a little bit like Princess Diana?
No.
I prefer when they wear helmets, man.
I really like it, and I think actually they've done a good job of doing a feminine face that doesn't look overly sexualized, but also is still clearly female. Does that make sense? Because some of the Systems of Battle sculpts they've done lately have had some really ugly. I don't mean in an attractive way. I just mean in a weirdly sculpted way.
These so you build this character as a female if you wanted.
Yeah.
The only difference is the face and the head. That's it. That's literally the only difference on
as it should be
on the Custodies.
Look at that shield as well. That's so much nicer than the old shields.
Yeah, I thought the shield captains up here, or whatever they're called, the ones with the shields. I guess they're just custodian guards, are they?
Yeah, they are just custodian guards with the swords and shields. So you run them in 40k.
I was going to say, yeah, the shields could be really cool proxies.
They're a significant improvement over the old ones. And I just think they've done a really good job. I mean, look at that guy with the banner. His proportions are right. He's not got a ridiculous, oversized, round Space Marine head. It's a human head.
But
just everything's bigger, which is what it should be.
Okay.
So cool. Yeah, apart from a couple of weird details on it, like the weird top knot thing, but I think they've absolutely knocked that release out of the park. That's the best they've. Yeah.
Good. Some more heresy stuff. The super heavy glaive tank. They did the plastic fell blade a while ago, and now they're doing the plastic glaive.
Please give me rules for 40k because this looks also stunning.
It would be lovely to have, but
the glaive's always been my favourite.
If they were going to do it, they'd have done it by now. I'd have thought if they were going to.
But the glaive has always been my favourite of these Space Marine super heavies. I know John loves his Falchion. But I just love the idea of that massive Volkite.
Yeah.
And this whirlwind here, this is a proper Space Marine tank.
Yeah.
It's got tracks, it's chunky, it's got a big ass rocket launcher on top.
Yeah.
Nothing of this says, "Oh, look, I'm trying to float over stuff."
I
here.
like
No.
the exposed exhaust pipes.
Yeah, that is a proper marine tank.
Yeah, I've only got one whirlwind, and
Right,
feel like I need another one now.
I've got two. I've got a converted Razorback with a third-party rocket turret. I've got one of the old Heresy Scorpius whirlwind tanks with the
they look cool. I like those.
turret. They're nice. I like the idea of having different whirlwinds that all look different with different rocket launchers and designs. That's kind of yeah.
I don't mind having one set of rules, but having visual differences.
Yeah. So then, what's last? It's the
This
Chaos
is Iron
Space
Warriors.
Marines?
This is Chaos Space Marines, and is leading up into all of the rumors or wish listing, depending on your point of view, of the Chaos Primarch Perturabo returning, or Demon Primarch Perturabo, coming back from wherever he's been.
And what the hell is this? A hand of like a Hellbrute or
I
something?
don't know. It looks like it might be on a leg, to be honest. No idea.
Say again, Tony, sorry?
It could be Perturabos.
Oh,
Could be. It could be on a big like demon engine thing, because they're all about warp smiths and building siege engines and stuff.
Yeah, that is a foot.
So that's why, looking at that and then looking at that hand, that's why I keep thinking Percy. Because that clearly matches that foot. So I think it's all little bits, close-up sections of Perturabo.
It would be cool if they brought him back, but I also think that
they
might
are
be
bringing back
too
Primarchs. It is a thing that they are doing.
Yeah, and obviously they've done the big iconic 4 already, so moving off those onto the more high-profile ones.
The Chaos God Legions, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I'd say that the two biggest, other than the Chaos God Legions, are definitely the Iron Warriors and the Black Legion. And Black Legion have already had their big bad.
Yeah. Which is Abaddon, and Abaddon's a really, really
Alex
good
says
model.
the next campaign is going to be the Eye of Terror with the Iron Warriors.
Okay, sure.
Because of course, I'm wondering if, because we've had rumours and he's come back in the fluff, but just not in a model form yet. Constantin Valdor went into the Eye of Terror, into a little pocket dimension.
Oh, loads of people went into the Eye of Terror, didn't they?
When he's hanging out there with Ruff, and then he turned up in the Eisenhorn books.
Mm-hmm.
So
do people think the leg could be a defiler as well?
Could be.
Yeah, or the arm of something like that, like a big demon engine.
I've got no insider knowledge or whatever, but
yeah.
When have Russ coming back, and he'll need someone to face off against.
Yeah,
and I think as Russ and Valdor went into the Eye together to go and find.
And as these big models come along, their armies get a massive spike in popularity, and people who haven't been collecting them just will get the big model.
Him, I want him as well.
You want to look at the Demon Angron, do you? The Heresy Demon Angron.
That's so old, that Defiler model. It needs replacing.
That's what I was thinking. How old is this Defiler model? Because the more you talk about it, the more I see it.
Quite old.
I see it in the hands, or I see it in the feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a new Defiler. Yeah, whoever said that in chat first wins 50 points.
Yeah, it could well be. Defiler's desperate for a
That would be Oinada.
Yeah. Oninada, you win 50 points tonight. You can't do anything with the points, but you've won them, so pat yourself on the back. Well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking of awesome model releases, I want that new Angron.
So yeah, they previewed this a while ago, and it's now up for pre-order. And this is Demon Primarch Angron from the final stages of the Horus Heresy and the Siege of Terror.
Right, put him next to 40k Angron.
Yeah, it's no contest.
There's no contest. I hate 40k Angron because
he's also twice the price.
He's pretty expensive, man.
Oh god, yeah. 40k Angron is just a generic bloodthirster with a shoulder pad.
Yeah.
That is a Primarch gone bad.
Even the detail on his axe is unreal.
It's just absolutely stunning. Same size base. He's got big wings. I can't see anybody having a problem with me playing him.
No, that's true. I can see your wife having a problem with £182 on one miniature, but I mean, if you
we
get
need
over
a few,
that,
we need a few more memberships.
And he's an expert kid. So that means he's resin, I assume.
He is resin, yeah.
Yeah.
But what a stunning model.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning of this stream that GW are in danger of being in my good books at the moment. And I feel that I've done a few bits that have not been particularly consumer bad, like the putting all the 500 World stuff up on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They've done some excellent releases lately. Some really good models have been coming out.
Yeah.
All right, they put out a broken, silly detachment, but that happens every now and again. Oh, that's fine.
They must be doing good because hell, even Mark is almost ready to buy some more.
You know what I mean? They've not done anything falling for a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, no, I'm feeling more positive. I feel like I have to wait and see what they're going to legends for Space Marines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We know what we're
as always.
We're all salty about it.
Well, see, I've not bought anything, so hopefully I won't feel salty. But I would like clarification because, like, I really want a second Battle Predator now, actually.
But not if we're going to lose access to it.
Not if we're going to lose access to it in 5
months.
months. Yeah, exactly, because it's not cheap, right?
So staying on a vague high, what have we been doing hobby-wise? Because we haven't actually talked since Christmas. What have you been working on, John?
I actually, so I played the Battle Predator to a tournament for the first time ever. And I wasn't sure if I even knew how to play it going into the tournament, but I just went, we're going, like I've sort of said to the channel that I'm taking this Battle Predator, and having played the Battle Predator at one tournament, I sort of fell in love with it a little bit.
What configuration did you take?
All the flamers, all the time.
Okay.
And just anyone's moving shit around, because I think the thing that you forget is, like, it's only AP2 in that big flamer, and it's only 2 damage, but you can just roll 9 auto hits. Yeah. So, like, it can chip damage off anything. It doesn't even matter if it's, like, a toughness 12 monster or something. It's like, you walk past my Battle Predator, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to try and hit.
And the range it has is not trivial.
I'm going to get 9 auto hits. So I've been painting my Battle Predator. I've been making more Death Company because I think I want to do some more Rage Cursed Onslaught. But yeah, I really want to buy a second Battle Predator, but I just feel like I don't want to buy one if it's going to go to Legends.
So I've got one that I haven't finished building yet. So what I did was I bought the Heresy Predator kit.
Yeah, because they've got an upgrade for that, and it looks very
cool. So I've been building a Battle Predator out of Heresy stuff because it might go to Legends, but at least it's a modern and fun model to build and paint.
Oh, cool. Maybe I need to look into that then. Send me a link and I'll check it out.
Yeah, search it one year. You got the Warhammer store.
What's it called?
It's
Predator.
just Heresy Predator.
The Heresy range rather than the 40k range.
Yeah.
Do I have to click Heresy?
No, just type Predator in search. You can scroll and find it in there.
There it is. And then
Demos Pattern Predator Support or Battle. Yeah, either of those. And then you can see on the left you've got the Battle Predator upgrade kit. But that's only if you want to give it the DACA turret version.
But yeah, they've got a Blood Angel.
Right.
It's cool, isn't it?
I'm with you.
But
yeah, no, I want flamers, man.
I think it comes with flamers.
Yeah, one of these has got a flamer turret, and they've got flamer sponsons. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's just a more modern kit, which is just really nice to build.
And you can give it Blood Angel iconography and transfers and all the other sort of stuff you want to do quite happily.
Maybe that's what I need to do then.
It's just, the thing is, it will go to Legends just the same, but it's just it breaks up the monotony of painting the same things you've already done before. And I don't really like things I've made more of.
I think if they commit to keeping, like, the Battle Predator doesn't get Legends at the start of 11th edition, I'll buy a second one. That's where I stand on it.
That sort of commitment on not legendsing stuff is I think the thing that I am missing.
Yeah.
That would get me enthused again.
Yeah. So have you just been focusing on cards then, Mark?
So as of yesterday, I am now a member of one of the 3 biggest elite Star Wars Unlimited competitive teams in the world.
Cool.
Which I'm quite chuffed off. I don't think I'm in any way, shape, or form qualified to do this at all. but a good friend of mine who I met through SWU locally nominated me for it, and I'm really chuffed and happy with it. And the team agreed, so I'm now a member of a group called the Bottom Network, which means I now need to give more of a shit about competitive SWU than I did before, which is no bad thing.
Start winning and not just running meme lists.
Yeah, pretty much. There's definitely an aspect of that. Although I'm still playing a load of Twin Suns and enjoying that. The first Store Showdown tournament where they're running a Twin Suns format rather than 1v1 is taking place in London this weekend, and they're going to be live streaming that. So I'm looking forward to that doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be mostly doing Star Wars, to be honest.
Cool. I played a couple of games of Kill Team.
Nice.
I put together the world's fastest kill team in like paint jobs, because I didn't want to play with an unpainted thing.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with that horrible synthwave atmospheric OSL.
Oh yeah. You showed us. Cool.
And then that's been it really. I found Kill Team to be a little bit too competitive for me.
It is. It has gotten very competitive these days. You're absolutely right. It's got
I
a
used
lot
to
of
like
that
it
sort of
when it was
attitude towards it.
More fluff driven and more about telling a cool story.
Yeah.
Whereas now it seems like a very, occasionally unbalanced, I think, because there are kill teams that come out. So from what I've got a friend who's really into his kill team.
Yeah.
And he's telling me that the new Raptors, which look beautiful models, are just absolutely broken.
Mm-hmm.
Far too overpowered as a kill team goes. But I like the format. I like the fact that you get sort of about if you buy a new kill team, you use it 40k, but you get about 3 years out of your team before it gets rotated.
Mm-hmm.
So with sort of decks, you only need.
Assuming you get on at the offing at the launch. Yeah.
You only need 4 or 5 models for your kill team. So it's normally just one box. That's all the stuff you need. You play it for 3 or 4 years and you move on to the next one. It gives you a nice modelling challenge to sort of build. To build something unique and small that's not necessarily related to your other things. So they're quick to build, quick to paint. The games are not fast. I thought it would be a fast game, really quick, get a game in an hour. Is it? Fuck. 2 hours if you're good.
Okay, I didn't realise it was that in depth.
No, nor did I. If I'm honest, I was expecting, we'll knock out half a dozen games. No. Didn't quite work out like that. It's very popular for a reason, and it is because it's like the anti-Blood Bowl or the anti-Necromunda,
right?
In that, as specialist games go, because those games are much more about silliness ensue. Rules don't always cover what silly thing has happened.
Oh, they do in Blood Bowl, but yeah, sure, okay.
You know what I mean? Especially Necromunda is more like it. Fuck it, who cares? Roll a 4 up. Blood Bowl's a little bit different, but at the same time, you've still got silliness ensue. You've still got tier 3 stunty teams that have no hope of winning. They're not there to win. They're there to just carnage.
Throw some bombs around and have a laugh. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not for taking seriously. Whereas Kill Team, the rules are very, very tight. Things are very, very lethal. And it's a very careful, don't peek through that doorway wonky because you're going to get absolutely annihilated. Really do have to play 4D chess in your head to make sure you've stacked up the right people in the right places to come together. It's a very, very tactical game, much more tactical than something like 40k.
Yeah.
Cool. Very unforgiving as well. But cool. And I love the Kill Team models. All of them, more or less. All the teams that seem to be coming out have been, again, knocking it out of the park.
I saw an advert for a new video game recently that I thought might appeal to you, Tony. It's not out yet. It's coming out at the end of this year. It's called Mechborn, and it's a deck building game where the deck is your mech. It's everything the mech does. In the same way you'd customize your battle mech, you customize your mech in this game by constructing the deck how you want to construct it, and that sounded quite interesting. Yeah,
that does sound like something that I would do, like my big stompy robots.
Yeah. And not exactly graphically demanding, so I don't know if it'd be mobile playable or not, but yeah.
Yeah, the only mobile game I'm playing at the moment is sort of vaguely.
I've started seeing Raid Shadow Legends adverts again on YouTube.
They're still not sponsored.
After you mentioned it the last time we were on. I've seen them for years, and now I'm seeing them again.
I still reckon it was because they've done a big Assassin's Creed collaboration.
Yeah. I saw that, actually. Yeah.
So I do occasionally play that. I'm a guild leader. for Raid Shadow Legends. And then what else am I playing? I've got that crappy Godzilla game that hasn't really improved. And then what's the other one I was playing? The Resident Evil mobile game, the new one, which is clearly a reskin of a different game. It's badly made, less buggy than the Godzilla one, but still badly made.
Are you looking forward to this Requiem thing they got coming out soon?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so much so. That looks amazing. I love my Resident Evil. It's the only reason I'm playing this mobile game. This is basically what I was getting to. Awful game, terrible mechanics, unrewarding gameplay, a shop full of things that you would never buy because they're very expensive and don't add anything. And yet still I'm playing it because someone slapped a Resident Evil label over the top of it.
Is that why you watched the films as well, or did you watch the films?
Of course, I own all the films in like steel books and special editions, and
they were
not just the Mila Jovovich ones.
So bad.
The ones they did.
Okay. Wow.
I don't have that new Return to Raccoon City one that they made. The most recent couple of films that were like reboots because they were just awful. And like, I just pretend they don't exist.
Okay, fair
enough.
So yeah, my mobile gaming is about the only gaming I've been doing lately.
I've not been mobile gaming, but I have finished Claire Obscure 2 or 3 weeks ago. That was such an amazing game. And I'm now getting towards the end of Ghost of Tsushima, which has also been good fun.
Oh, cool.
If you are actually looking at this, I know we don't normally do these sorts of things, but people know that I really like my retro games as well. I collect retro consoles and stuff. This is the Retroid Pocket Classic. Okay. So a beautiful OLED screen. I know it doesn't say it's been playing Wario 3 or whatever on there. It's got this one. I've gone with the 6-button Mega Drive layout.
Right.
Oh, cool.
It's about 110 quid. You can get one of these for. And it doesn't have an analog stick, so it's not the most ideal for playing things, but it's powerful enough to play.
Well, the original Game Boy didn't have an analog stick. That was all D-pad stuff. So
so anything that's D-pad centric, but even things like PlayStation that look amazing on this kind of OLED screen.
Oh, cool.
And it will play all the way up to PS2.
Oh, wow.
Which there aren't many D-pad PS2 games, but some of the RPGs and that, it's a bit hit and miss on PS2, but this has been brilliant. I've been playing through all the Dreamcast games because most of those you can play, and you can do a virtual stick thing. So if it's one that's analog stick only, you can map the stick to the thing. This is touchscreen, it's Android.
Okay.
All right, okay.
But it's very powerful. It's got a very nice screen. It's relatively cheap. And it will play more or less anything and fits in your pocket. Excellent battery life. I haven't charged this in a week. I've been playing it most days. Still got 70% of its battery life left.
Wow.
It just goes to sleep. So if anyone's ever looking for something to put in their pocket or to take in their work bag, that lives in my work briefcase. And I just sort of smash out some old RPGs over lunch.
That's clever.
I'm sitting there on there. I've been playing through Code Veronica and Final Fantasy 9 at the moment on there.
Oh, Final Fantasy 9, that was a good one. What was that? That was PS1, wasn't it?
PS1,
That was the last PS1 one, yeah.
It's got enough grunt to run some decent shaders and things like that as well. So it just looks upscaled and that, looking beautiful. Old PS1 game. So suddenly 110 quid isn't quite so...
How heavy is it?
Takes a bit of setup, but it's...
How physically heavy?
Heavy enough that it doesn't feel cheap.
Like compared to your phone? Same, sort of?
Heavier than your phone. It's about the weight of a Game Boy.
Okay.
It's kind of Game Boy weight. So it's not uncomfortable. You don't get hand ache because some of them are like the analog metal. It just gets too heavy. You can sort of real feel the weight of this. This just feels premium. It's plastic, but it's of high quality, sort of matte plastics.
Okay.
You've got the triggers on the back.
But bung a link to it in the 3 Grots channel in the Blood Angels Discord when we're done.
And,
if anybody's interested, if you're not a member of the Discord, then
very much recommendations.
I was going to say become a member of the Discord. Yeah, and if you did enjoy tonight's stream, we only get 2 likes on it, but we've had like 20 people watching the whole way through. So please do hit the like button before you peace out, before we head off.
Which sounds like it's imminent.
It sounds like it's now, which is good because we've gone off on a complete tangent. I'm now talking about video games.
We could
Yeah.
do an episode on video games in the future. I mean, it's
can.
good.
We'll get even less traffic than we did
Maybe
last time, but we
yeah,
can get some.
Retro just released their new 6, the Retroid 6, about 240 quid or whatever. That looks very exciting. That will play more or less anything. Handheld, cheaper than a Switch, plays Switch games.
No, I'm looking forward to when my kid wants one of those, because then I will steal it and use it all the time.
Yeah, any excuse. Okay.
I like building the little cheap Ambonic devices, because you can get those for like 30, 40 quid. Load them up with a load of Game Boy games and Mega Drive games and stuff like that, and I give them to people as presents.
What is your favourite Mega Drive game? Have we ever discussed that?
Oh, Sonic 3 in Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, that's deep.
You can do that. So Sonic and Knuckles had that flap on the top that you could open, and then you could put the older Sonic games into it and play as Knuckles.
I remember that.
Oh, wow. Okay. I do not remember that. I remember when you used to...
I remember that was really clever, and I thought it was great when they did it. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that was out of my price range.
Was that so? The reason I got into retro gaming is, I'm not going to say sad, but it's that when I was a kid, I didn't have video games. I had the Game Boy and Tetris for about 4 years. So I completed it to the point of I saw that it was Space Shuttle launch and the Cossack dance.
That's flex.
And I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, the original NES, and 4 games. I was only allowed to play it at Christmas on the day after Boxing Day for about 4 hours, because my parents worried that video games would rot my brain. So it was a special Christmas treat. They would get the NES out and plug it in on the television, and I could play it. But all of my mates had PlayStations, and before that Mega Drive, so they all had it.
Yeah.
I used to go over their houses and play on their Mega Drives and stuff. It was a huge deal. So of course, when I was an adult, I was like, oh, I'm going to the shop.
I don't know if I've ever told you this. My parents, maybe they did. My parents didn't let me use the computer Monday through Friday. Same deal, because they thought it would like ruin my brain or something. So I went to said computer store with my pocket money and bought said kettle lead that my dad's confiscated every week, so that I could like when they all went to sleep, I could plug the kettle lead back in and put the monitor on, because that was the way that they stopped me playing, was they literally took the kettle lead away from the computer.
See, for me, my dad didn't realise that the PC could play video games, so I had his old Works accounting PC, it was 286. It didn't run Windows and had just DOS prompt on it, and I learned very quickly some sort of code. As I'm like 8 years old, I knew some bit of basic coding, command prompt stuff, and I managed to sort of like load a load of games onto it. So when they weren't looking, I wasn't doing my homework in DOS. I was playing Wolfenstein with only 8 degrees of movement, because it wasn't.
Yeah, no up and down. All right, that seems like a good time to end. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out and watching tonight. We do appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Very, very much so. Yeah,
I was going to say, we'll be back in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep.
that's the plan.
Streets of Rage 2 was quality, Andrew. Sorry. Great soundtrack.